And then, as I'm leaving, he goes, so how's your dad?
I'm sorry.
He goes, how's your dad? How's the old man?
Yo. Sometimes I can actually say I don't know if I know her. I really know all her characters.
So I tell you what I do know.
That is true.
Oh, come on.
I know her, Duna.
Coolness.
Cool. There's a coolness that goes through your body. You know that you are at home. Cool, go on.
Innit? Man's here, innit?
Man is here again. Another Chop 26 in the building.
26, bruv. These
We're
numbers
moving.
keep on going up, man.
It'd be weird
It's
if I said
insane.
Chop 14.
Again.
I'm just saying, you said it keeps going up, but I was saying it'd be weird if I said.
Wait, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Going backwards, like I've been just like, what? I mean, yeah, that was a silly thing to say.
How you doing?
Bro, I'm okay. You know what's funny is that a lot of my projects have started to settle.
Okay, so you've got like a bit of.
I would say, yeah, I feel like I've got a lot of breathing room.
That's good. Going back to the food quickly, yeah. So I went and got this food. We had these breakfast wraps.
Very, very nice.
Very nice, very nice. And they changed the man in the shop, right? So
what happened?
So I went in, and so when I went into the shop, my mind was preoccupied anyway with so I was doing something on my phone.
Okay.
And so I've gone to the counter. I know exactly what I want to order straight away, but my head's down like that. And so he's like, "Oh, hello, boss." And I'm like, "Hey, how you doing?" But I'm not usually like this, but my head didn't come up from the phone.
Okay.
Yeah. But it wasn't like being rude. It was just I was preoccupied.
Okay.
And so then I clocked something and I looked up and he had his hand out to shake my hand. And I was like, oh, sorry. And I don't like just shaking everybody's hands, but it is what it is. So I shook his hand. I'm like, how you doing there? So in my mind, I'm thinking, so it's a new guy. He just wants to make an impression with his customers, this, that, and the other. Cool.
Right.
And so he's like, how you doing? But very friendly, very, very friendly. And so, when you're trying to, I'm basically trying to respond to an email. And so, when you're like, I just want to get this response done, but I have to now engage with this man because if I don't, I'm going to look hella rude.
Okay.
Yeah? So,
I'm like, where is this going?
And so I'm talking to the guy, right?
Yeah.
And then he's like, how you doing? This, that. And I'm like, yeah, cool. And he goes, I know what you want. I know you want grilled chicken. And I was like, that was the first red flag. I was like, no.
Red flag.
No, that's not what I want. And I don't know why you're assuming that I want a grilled chicken, something or other.
No.
But when I first used to go there, but it was another guy, they had this particular, it's called a ranchero wrap. It's like a chicken wrap. And that's what I always used to get.
Okay.
And so
he has
because I do go there quite regular, they know that I go through seasons of getting something. So I'm just thinking maybe I haven't seen this guy before and he just knows, oh, I get X and he's remembering back then. So anyway, so I put my order in. He's like, cool. He goes off to go and do it, this, that, and the other. Comes back, order's ready, pick up the ready thing. He goes, so I'm here now. I'm here all the time. And I goes, oh yeah, cool. No worries. He goes, yeah, so I'm no longer Forest Gate. And I'm like,
that's what it was.
I was like, and so for whatever reason, I'm just slow in it. Yeah. So I'm just like, okay, all right, cool.
But yeah.
And then he starts going on more. And then I'm like, okay, so he clearly thinks I'm somebody else that used to go into his shopping.
So you didn't go in for a skate?
I've never seen this man before in my life. Like it takes a lot for me to eat in these shops anyway. So I'm not going to be going to no random shopping for a skate.
Okay, all right.
Right? So I'm like, he thinks I'm somebody else. Right? Cool. I can't be bothered to say to him, I'm not the person you think I am. Because I just want my things and go and carry on about my day. So I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. And so he keeps talking about Forest Gate. He goes, I know what you like. You like the grilled chicken. So that's where that came from. Because whoever goes into Forest Gate likes grilled chicken. Okay. So he comes and then he gives me like a free drink as well. He goes, that's for you, my brother. And I'm like, so now I feel a bit, I've got to say something now. But it just feels a bit, do you know what I mean? And then as I'm leaving, he goes, so how's your dad?
I'm sorry.
He goes, how's your dad? How's the old man?
Yo! For a second, you're like, this is a win. This ain't a win. Okay. How did you navigate that?
Bruv, I just went, huh? And then I went, he's okay. And I took my Meanwhile, I could hear my dad looking down on me going, you stupid fool.
I didn't know where that story was going. Oh no. Oh, I'm so hot now, bro. Oh,
so the thing is, you had that rap and you said it's nice. I don't know if I can go back in there, bruv. I don't know if I can go back in there. I don't know. Because what do I say?
Right now, your dad's alive. Kicking, bruv. He's okay.
My dad is all right.
He's good.
He's all right. He's somewhere in Forest Gate. Getting grilled chicken.
Oh my God, Russell. Wow.
So yeah.
Oh,
there you
what
go.
A start to the flipping pot.
There you go.
The back of my throat is finished.
There you go. Bro, I don't even know.
Brother, you know what's joke is that I saw that happened to me before, but it was with someone that I knew. I met him at one restaurant down the strip, and I just decided to go to another restaurant which was down the strip. This was like in Angel, and he'd moved up. He moved to another space, and I guess they do have a massive turnover these places. But
that's a similar thing happened to me near my mum's. That there was a Turkish place. Man's been there for years. Then we went to another Turkish place a little bit further down. And this is what I'm saying, because I'm not generally good with faces and whatnot have you. Mm-hmm. So again, in that one, similar thing, man's like, how are you? Da-da-da-da. And I'm being friendly, but I'm like, I don't know you. And then eventually he could see that
you didn't clock.
Yeah. And he goes, remember, I didn't. And I was like, oh yeah.
But are you thinking you have one of those faces? You know, people say certain people have one of those faces.
But what I'm saying is this though. So you know this guy and you know his dad, but you still mistaken me for him. So unless me and my man are twins.
Well, that happens. One time a guy kept on saying, no, you look like one of my friends. You look like one of my friends. He was saying it for time. Until eventually I was just like, bruv, allow it. Like, you know what I mean? And then, bruv, he said, like, he finally got a photo and he showed me.
You look like him.
Doppel flipping down.
Oh, wow.
Bruv, I was confused.
See, that would be weird.
I know there's many bald black guys with beards. It's a look. I was this way a very, very long time. But yeah, bruv, he smiled. He was smiling, and the way, like, it's kind of the same with my dad's. I saw the picture, actually, of my dad doing that smile, and he has the exact same, the way the eyes gets. Oh. Bruv,
my doppelganger is somewhere in Forest Gate. There you go.
Like eating chicken.
Eating chicken, mate. Eating chicken. But anyway,
I didn't even get to ask how you are, bro. No, I was like, make sure you ask him how you're doing.
I'm good. By the time people are watching this, it would have been the day after your Auntie's Could Never's third birthday live show.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
3 years.
3 years. 3 years.
We got a long way to go like Cassie, bro.
We got a long way to go.
Flip it
got a long way to go.
Yo, I didn't expect that. Yeah.
Yeah, but so just prepping for that. Mm-hmm. Just always looking for new business.
Amazing.
And yeah, other than that, cool.
Good.
And then be mistaken for somebody else.
Bro, it sounds like that. Got you a free drink though.
There you go. Got me a free drink.
No, bro, but
I can't go back.
And it resurrected Pops.
For a minute. That was a lie.
It was a lie. Bro, oh my days, bro.
All right.
Wow, okay.
So let's get into this week's Chop. Obviously, the Oscars happened.
Oh my gosh.
The Oscars.
I don't know I didn't watch it.
I didn't watch it either.
I don't know much about it.
I didn't watch it. So I am literally talking from what I've seen online.
Okay.
And what I have you. Right. But yeah, the first clip is related to that. And I think then kind of sets the tone for the rest of the clips.
All right.
So let's get into this.
All right.
Jamie Lee
Angela Bassett losing the Best Supporting Actress Oscar last night was hard enough to take on its own, but add in her look of devastation made it almost unbearable.
Oh,
Well,
I didn't clock
two
that.
of Marvel's baddies decided to seize the opportunity to comfort Queen Ramonda.
Michael B. Jordan and Jonathan Majors.
Oh,
Killmonger and Kong were on stage later in the show to present Best Cinematography. But first, Michael decided to reenact a moment from Black Panther.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Auntie. We love you.
You said,
It reminded me a little of when Chadwick Boseman
Green Book.
gave Michael a look at the 2019 Oscars after Black Panther lost the Best Picture Oscar to the controversial dramedy. Now, while I'm guessing Chadwick wasn't necessarily thinking his look would be caught on camera, Michael very much knew he would be seen giving a shout out to his Marvel co-star.
I thought, when I first saw that clip, I thought that was such a beautiful moment. And I remember seeing it and going, I love us, you know. Like, I love us. Like, just that recognition of, like, I see you. I see what they've done. And the thing is, even if not Angela Bassett, what upset me about that whole thing, and I haven't seen all of the films in the category, but, like, this is just from a lot of opinion posts and blogs that I've read, is that it's not even to saying that Angela necessarily should have won, but everybody was like, Jamie Lee Curtis was the one that definitely shouldn't have won.
Oh, yeah?
Everybody in that group.
Everything, everywhere,
Everything, everywhere, all the time.
I think it was a brilliant film.
Yeah. So, so you've watched it. I haven't watched it.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
So, a lot of people were saying that the film is brilliant.
Yeah, it is.
But her role in it.
She is, well, the award was supporting.
Yeah.
So, do you want me to tell you a bit of the
go.
So, spoiler alert.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, she is one of the villains.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, she's a villain in, like, the way that the film works is there's different dimensions, which are all happening simultaneously. Yeah. But there are, like, these really weird and unique ways you can access them. Mm-hmm. And so, like, there's this kind of knowledge that I guess a omnipotent individual has. But then they've been trying to destroy and create, like, an ultimate version or be the only one, essentially, across all the things. And, well, anyway, I mean, it's a bit more convoluted and probably better explained like that. But what it is her character is, Jamie Lee's character is like someone who I think she's the tax, I can't remember whether the tax or some kind of company where they're asking for something from Michelle Yeoh's character. Yeah. And then across... In the reality, the main reality, she's asking for this money, but in all the other reality, she's like a major villain. Yeah. So her role isn't just, one that you can kind of dismiss. It is a supporting role.
Yeah. So have you seen Black Panther?
I have.
What would be your opinion between the two? Like, so if you had to pick Angela
So the thing about Angela Bassett's, and I'm not, I don't know either way how this should have gone. But the one thing that I would challenge is that Angela Bassett, and you've watched... Yeah, you watched it, had a moment in Black Panther. Yeah. That moment where she spoke to the UN or whoever that kind of people were, and the energy she moved with, dealing with the death of her son, and kind of talking with... Yes, that was a moment. So I'm hard stretched in the supporting role thing. Yeah. But what I've been hearing is more people are like, nah, she's due reparations.
She is though,
from being Tina. Listen, what's Love got to do with it? And for me, sorry to cut you one more, just to finish. The other one, the one with the brilliant soundtrack, Waiting to Excel. She was incredible. Was she in that?
She was in that. Somebody put a picture together of Stella, all of the Angela Bassett's, all of her characters, and it was like
undeniably an Oscar winner. Yeah, I'm not too sure that the problem with this particular moment is that I don't know if it's undeniable.
Yeah, I hear you
because both are quite sketchy to me, if I'm honest. Because Jamie Lee Curtis, she also is a person who hasn't had an award. This is her first award. Yeah, this is her first award. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. It's not across
as hard as that.
Your mic.
She hasn't worked as hard as Angela Bassett.
But I think by whose account?
I would say in general, most people would say Angela Bassett has done more films than Jamie Lee Curtis.
You know what? I don't think we have a debate here.
Mm-hmm.
Really, we don't have a debate here because everyone, I think, is spot on.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the problem is we're still talking about the Oscars, though. The Oscars has never considered black art in the ways that it should.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
That's just the end of it. You know what I mean? I think the bigger thing for me around all of these issues is that why, especially in spaces where we have been considered lesser than, why are we expecting more from these spaces?
Yeah.
I understand why we would want Angela Bassett to get it. She deserves it. 100%. But she deserved it a longer time ago. So her getting it now, what, we're meant to just be comfortable and cool with that?
True.
It promotes a certain level of complacency, and also it's a little bit beggy, innit? It's like, please give us the Oscar. Please recognize black people.
I wouldn't put it in that light. For me, I wouldn't put it in that light. I just would say it's very, very clear in terms of the work.
Yeah.
Because Jamie Lee's main claim to fame is what? Think about what is her main.
Isn't it A Fish Called Wanda?
No, it's Halloween.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess.
If we're talking about the general population, they know her from Halloween.
What's the one where she was the wife of...
True Lies.
Yeah.
That was a brilliant film.
So for me, that's when I think of Jamie Lee, that's the type of...
She was also in Trading Places.
Yeah, she was. Small part though, but...
But the part was... The thing about her acting, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Both of them are on the same part.
Yeah.
You know, not in terms of quality of acting, but in terms of their stories and what they've done. But yes, I think for me, Angela Bassett deserved it a longer time ago.
Yeah,
she definitely did, and I think that's probably as well why I was quite smitten with the moment of I just always like that level of respect. You see, like how black folk have always just got that thing of Auntie, uncle, whatnot have you.
Yeah, that
and
was
I think
nice.
Killmonger's line in Black Panther was so iconic at the time.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? And so when he came out with Jonathan again, it was just like, hey,
it was Auntie, and it was Auntie twice.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
that's like not his mum or his mum's sister or whatever.
Yeah.
That's his auntie. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's hard because in part you deserve.
But should you be winning? Yeah, should you be winning it like that though? Because that's not what Oscars is about.
Yeah, I wouldn't have want her to win that one. In my opinion.
Yeah.
I would have always looked at if she had won it as she was getting for all her other roles. Because she was awesome in Black Panther.
Yeah.
That moment was sick.
It was,
but it was just that moment. She deserved to. I don't know why they killed her.
I know.
I don't know why they killed her. She deserved to kind of be the most powerful individual from that point on.
Yeah.
But you know what though? You're right. I don't know why they killed her. But I rate it because we get so attached to the problem that I have with a lot of films sometimes is that you're watching something, and if I know that Mike, you're the protagonist, right, and you're the big movie star, I'm like, when I see you at death's door, I'm not invested because you're not gonna die because you're the A-lister. Do you see what I'm saying? And so what I liked about her dying was I never saw it coming because I'm like, it's Angela Bassett, so you're not gonna kill off Angela Bassett, and I like it when directors take bold moves like that.
You know, I would agree with you, but not in this particular show. I think they didn't have much.
They had to do something.
They needed the film for me, story-wise, struggled.
Yes.
It really struggled.
I
And
agree with you on that.
that was one of their biggest and boldest moves in the whole show. I left saying it was a 9. I left. In that moment, I watched it. You know Ruben Christian?
Yeah.
So it was his birthday, and we all went, like a whole bunch of us. So we went with the vibe, you know what I mean? So I was sitting there, we watched it, you know, that the beginning section when it was just the air. Usually they have the big titles and all that, just the air with Chadwick.
Yeah.
Fam, I saw people crying and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Sitting there, watched it, bro. I left, I was like, this is a 9. Then it kind of just wore off me, and I was like, nah, there's bare things wrong with this film.
Yes.
You
know what? I'm not even gonna lie. I'm in denial because I actually
and there we go.
I actually agree with you, but I don't want to say it.
Yeah, and I'm finding it hard to say if I'm honest.
Yeah.
I've watched Letitia Wright and her do what she's doing. I've seen her in so many different capacities. killing it.
Yeah.
For her to get that opportunity is amazing. But really, everyone is always, when it comes to film, you're bound by the script.
Yeah.
And Namor, or whatever the hell his name, because he's Namor and all these other things in this other thing, in the comic world and stuff. But then you got two people who are like, bun them people over there, fighting each other.
Yeah.
Why didn't they combine and do certain things? And then it was kind of a love story. You brought her down and said, come and see the ends and see the, you know what I mean? It was
I think also what made me uncomfortable is like Wakanda's always been portrayed as this impenetrable.
And it got penetrated. And not only did it get penetrated,
It got violated.
Bruv, when the main character, they went to go find, obviously, the Ironhide or whatever her name is, bruv, they shot them or batted them up. Everyone rose from the dead. I said, whoa.
Yeah.
You got these avatar beings. They're basically avatar.
Yeah. Basically.
Yeah. Who can resurrect. I said, everyone's finished.
It's long.
But then how did not everyone get finished?
Yeah.
And then they were all going, and then the bigger thing was Wakanda had this proper big energy around its vibranium.
Yeah.
But who also has vibranium?
Yeah.
These cats.
I didn't like that. I didn't like that. I remember like that was probably the first moment in the film where I was like, I don't like that. I don't like that these people have vibranium.
And then what did you think of the we're spoiling the film for you,
but you should have watched it by now.
Yeah. The sun.
What do you mean?
The sun reveal. I am T'Challa.
I always saw that. I always saw that coming, so it wasn't a surprise.
No, not about the surprise. I'm more talking about the story.
But by then I was definitely invested. Like, so I would say by the end, even seeing that, I was like a little bit emotional. Like, I wouldn't say I was ready to cry, but I was definitely touched by it. It didn't surprise me, but I was like, okay, I like that. I like what you did there.
I hope that they find a way, because I know there was a big movement surrounding recast Black Panther.
Yeah.
Or T'Challa, essentially. But I don't know how it would have worked. Do you think the world would have responded kindly to a recast of T'Challa?
I think you could easily have done it.
What you think? No, I think they played it well.
I think they what they did was how they should have done it. But I think the way people were hyping up, like, you can't do it, I think you could have done it and it wouldn't have been as bad as people thought. Like, as long as you casted the right guy, people would have been like, okay, Chadwick, but cool.
I mean, the intro, the first 20 minutes of the show was really good.
Beautiful.
Yeah, definitely.
Like the stepping up the mom, her story, her arc.
Mm-hmm.
And then her going into the realm, whatever the thingy realm is, and seeing Killmonger.
Yes.
Yo.
I didn't expect that.
We were talking about his, I think we said it already, his cardigan.
Yeah.
It's sick.
Yes.
I want that. Fam, but that was real. I was like, oh, where are we going? I was really. And then, it just, the fight on the
that was the letdown.
Yeah.
That was the letdown. That was
we've
pandering.
literally just done a Black Panther review, like, 3 months too late.
True. But I mean, it relates to that. I felt, I didn't see what you just showed there, the pain on her face.
Yeah.
It was like,
that was horrible.
It was like flipping.
That was hard to watch. Because again, it comes from seeing this woman continuously looked over. And then it's like, again.
Yeah.
And we've constantly seen her in really, like, as an actor.
She gives
problematic, trauma-driven films.
Yeah.
She gives.
Like, like, sometimes I can actually say, I don't know if I know her. I really know all her characters.
Shall I tell you what I do know?
That is true.
Oh, come on.
I know her, Duna. I know her, Duna.
Man said that with power, bro. The thing about her is, wow.
I remember last time we were talking about it, you was like, sometimes you feel uncomfortable because of, I was like, but I don't even feel
she could have borne us.
I don't even feel uncomfortable.
Over again.
Like, I don't even feel uncomfortable. Like, no.
Nana, she could have borne us.
Yeah.
Mum.
And?
No!
Listen, it's Angela Bassett.
Oh my God.
Because her child is quite young.
Is it?
Yeah.
She? What?
You know who her husband is?
I don't know his name, but I know his
that
face.
brother who's another black legend.
Yeah.
And he always has hair in films, but he's really bald. He always has hair in film.
But shout out to Auntie Angela Bassett.
Man, damn.
Yeah.
You know what? I would have liked her to have won, but to be honest, I'm glad she didn't win like that.
Yeah. Like, I want her to get recognized properly. So I want her to do the work, which she consistently always does. And then I want people to recognize. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
I hear you.
I hear that.
I hear
that. All right. We move.
A husband will suck your breast for life.
See, that do them parts.
It's for life.
For
it's
life.
a life assignment from God. And God, who he did not advise or he authorized men to suck the wife's breast. Why is that so? When you are sucking your wife's breast, there is this coolness in your body. There is this relaxation. You are very much at home. And you feel the whole world. This is my woman. This is my lady. She is feeding me. And I am happy for it. That is what your breast is meant for.
Are you hearing that? Read Song of Solomon chapter 4.
She went
Some
to the
people
Bible.
will even tell you that song of...
Now, let's not pretend I never quoted Songs of Solomon, chapter 4, verse 5, on this page here. But this is why it's important to listen to the elders. You know, in the West, they will say it's a boob fetish. You know, they'll call it a fetish. But the elders know what's best. And the elders know that it is important, it is essential. It is almost even integral. Integral. That's not making sense. Let's chicken up here. But to a man's life force essence. You can't make this up.
He's doing the low with his mouth.
Listen, the aunties have spoken. The aunties have spoken with us.
Foreshadowing. Foreshadowing for this weekend that the aunties have spoken. Yo, I tried my best to keep quiet because I knew more gems.
Bruv.
Gems after gems was coming.
There is something.
Coolness.
There's a coolness that goes through your body. You know that you are at home. Listen, let me tell you something, yeah? There is a way of delivery that only African women can do.
Yes.
And especially when they're talking about subjects that, number one, you would not expect them to talk about, and number two, you probably don't want to hear them talking about it.
Yeah, kind of.
But the delivery
oh my God, epic.
Cannot be surpassed.
But Russell, I'm confused.
Mm-hmm.
You said that there was a theme running
Aunties.
from Oscar to... Today, Russell, man, you got me going, bro. Yo, why did I try come? I come with my rebuttal. Yo, bro, how is that connected? Aunties. Back. Why did I even clock that? Yo, bruv, to be honest, yeah, I don't know whether or not this is true fact about breast sucking.
You haven't experienced the coolness.
Have you not experienced the coolness going through your body?
I think for me more, it's the fact that that's where we all suckle. That's where we all suckle when we're born, right? When we become children, it's a life force. It's the life, giving force to the beginning of life. Some women will express. Some women will administer the real distance. And
I love the way that you're talking.
I'm trying to make it, you know what I mean? It's true. So I don't know if this is true. I need to find out.
So what, is this us telling you, is this you telling us that you're going to get married and find out?
Oh, do you think the only way that the breast engagement...
She specifically said husband and wife.
Yeah, she did.
Okay. So you have to get married in order to experience what she's talking about.
I want to know what the Solomon Psalm or whatever the thing she was saying. Does anyone know what that is?
I don't know.
No idea.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to even try and search for it. We can figure it out another time, maybe next time. But my word, bruv.
Do you know what it is with this video, yeah? When I came across it, I was like, obviously I go through the thing of like, shall I, shan't I? And I was like, but I just don't know where the conversation goes after this.
I know, I've got a point I want to make.
Go on.
So have you seen that footage of the man at church saying, this is what you should do to your wife or something? And he's showing how he's presenting how you should have sex.
Wow.
On the stage.
Wow.
But when you think about it, there are going to be lots of men and women who do not know what they're doing.
But at church, is that appropriate?
Where else where else? Okay, but I guess I think the main thing is we're talking about, and I guess the audience he's talking to are people who are therefore married, who are wedded in that environment.
Yeah.
But when you think about the notion of sexual things, who teaches you?
Nobody.
And a lot of people
your peers. Your peers.
But a lot of people right now are getting a lot of that knowledge from porn.
Yeah.
So when I think about it in church, why wouldn't your church leader support you in that? It's just a why. I don't know if I agree with it, if I'm honest.
No, I probably would go as far as to say is that I do agree with it, because again, they're coming from the stance point of like, we're talking to men and women who are getting married. So we're talking about sexual relations from within a marriage. And it would be remiss of them to be like, it's not an important and integral part of marriage to have a good sex life. And so if you're all about the marriage, you have to address these things.
Yeah, there would have to be at least, but then what are we, okay, let's take it to a higher level. Are we not talking then, therefore, around communication? Because really that's where you can understand your partner. You even learning from said pastor doesn't mean you're going to know how to please your wife.
Yes.
No, yeah.
There will still be a lens that's being put through in terms of the pastor.
Yes.
But in that regard, are we really just talking about communication?
I mean, I think communication is at the heart of everything. But so what are you saying? Are you saying that actually he doesn't need to talk specifically about sex, but needs more so about being able to communicate?
I think you're right, though. I think the adage of sex being an important thing in a marriage is the thing that probably could be highlighted in that circumstance. I think I'm making my thought lock in now.
Yeah.
That he probably just didn't need to demonstrate it.
Yes. That's all
okay.
That's all it is.
He was demonstrating it, like literally.
I think the demonstration from your pastor
we don't need to see that.
Is inappropriate. Talking about it.
You just
bruv. And she will and then
when they and
that's not necessary. And also, that is to his preference and his styling.
It is. His styling. Yes.
Other styles are available.
Yeah.
He should have finished with that.
Yo, so I think I've got there now. Yeah. Him demonstrating it was a bit like, Uncle, what are you doing?
Nobody
Auntie
needs to
was
see
there
that.
as well.
Come on.
She was there.
Was he demonstrating on her?
Fam, let me see if I can find this.
Oh, Lord.
Let me see if I can find this. He was demonstrating on a woman, not in real life.
Yeah.
Everyone was clothed, but on Ugandan pastor teaching sex positions in church on Sunday.
Wow.
Bruv, look. So they put a track over it. Bruv, look. That's what you need to see. He's caressing her and all sorts.
Do you know what makes me laugh? Is that in this video?
I've seen that.
In this video, he's got the missus
it was real.
Face down in the pillow.
Yeah.
Bum up, and you're doing this and you're doing this.
I didn't think it was real.
Then you actually go to the thing of actually pulling her t-shirt up so that the gap between her, like the lower back, is covered. So you want to protect her dignity and cover up this one piece of skin whilst you're backshotting her.
Bro, for me, it was the straddle, bruv.
Wow. I didn't need to see that.
Demonstrating to the congregation. I really didn't think that was real.
I did not need to see that.
Okay.
Well, maybe it's not real. Maybe
it probably is.
No, that looks real.
I mean, there's a congregation. They're all sitting there. They're outside.
Yeah.
I mean, but maybe
we could just talk about it.
But maybe he had the right idea.
No. Pastor, you can just talk about it.
I know you.
We don't need visuals.
He was like, "You're all visual beings."
Yeah.
Let's
sometimes the words are
talking
enough.
to his congregation.
Yeah. No, it's nah.
He knows what would convert.
No, like he was fulfilling his own little fantasy right there and then. That's all he was doing.
But that's mad.
That's all he was doing. Because there is no need. There's no need for it. There's no need for it.
Do this congregation a service.
He was not. No, he wasn't. No, he was not.
Oh my gosh, bro.
No, he was not.
Either way, man.
But so we've acknowledged though, like within a marriage.
So that's where we've managed to go to. I think on that because really, are we just talking about communication? You could talk with your missus about
and
that.
being able to say like, this is what I like, this is what...
Talking about, there was, I think a Japanese couple who were both virgins. This was on like you remember, like Craziest Ways to Die or something like that. It was on the terrestrial channels or something like that back in the day. So it talks about 10 craziest ways to die.
Yeah.
And these two people died from heart attacks because they had never had sex before and were so excited and was trying to attempt it, and then they both died from heart
How old were they?
They were young people.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. I remember watching that
That's crazy.
as a young man.
So they never got to do it?
They died. Like
Before they
trying
could-
to do the act. The beginning stages. Someone else has seen that.
That's mad.
I think they were Japanese.
That's mad.
That's horrible.
Yeah, brother. You see, the way you guys are responding is making me worried. I'm saying the wrong information.
That's mad. Oh, wow.
Can you... You get to the afterlife and be like, huh?
Yeah.
This is how...
Look, there you go. Sashi Hidaka and his wife Tomio died from heart attacks during their first attempt to make love. The chance of suffering from a heart attack during sex is incredibly rare, but in this case of Shi or Hidaka, would you say she?
I'd say Shi Hidaka.
Yeah, and his wife Tomio, the Japanese couple were married for 14 years, but were too shy to have sex.
So they built up 14 years worth of, oh, come on. So they're both like kind of phobics in some way.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I would challenge that slightly. Japan has a big issue currently with its population.
Yeah.
Which is related in some part to that one child rule that hit Asia in a major way.
Yeah.
So just how they maneuver or move around sex is very, very different as a nation than I guess how we would.
Do you know what I want to know?
14 years of marriage.
What happened after 14 years where you were like, all right, let's do it?
No, they probably like, hyped it up dramatically
bro.
and then actually had a heart attack.
They died.
What
That
a
could
way
be
to
every
go.
day, all the time, talking about it and not doing it.
And
every
you
day.
know what?
No, hang on. How, so they do this thing, they have a heart attack, they die, somebody finds them. How do you know that
why
this-
that was
yeah.
what caused that?
Fair play.
That is true.
I couldn't tell you.
Unless they
I
were
couldn't tell you.
recording.
There's no
maybe.
answer there.
Yeah, I'm not buying it.
Do you mean this is one of those internet fables?
I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it.
It was before. This was before when I watched this thing. You know, it showed crazy ways, and they did like animations. It was
Yeah.
really interesting. Yeah, but not like that.
It's Korea likes to do that. The Korean news, they do animations of
In North Korea.
Yeah.
Yeah, in North
Is it
Korea.
North Korea? North Korea.
Yeah, but it was really cool, like because it spoke about so many other interesting ways people have died.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Both of them to go at the same time.
Up the number like 3 or something.
Mad.
Like that. Yeah,
Mad.
brother. I remember watching that.
Wow. Oh well.
Boy, I mean, I don't
What a
even
way
know what
to
to
go.
see after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Sometimes I guess for some people it's either a taboo, it's unknown. You know what I mean? So it's funny because it's so tough not to talk about yourself in these circumstances, but it's like, who came to teach me anything? I don't know who came to teach me. I can't actively say, oh, I learned.
The thing is, as you literally just said, this is why I like you. The difference between me and you, you literally just went, it's difficult not to talk about yourselves in these situations. And if you hadn't have said that, my next words were literally like, I remember when I was about to go.
I think that's a different podcast. If we want to talk about sexual health, I think more than anything else, when you want to give like certain information, you need like a specialist around to at least pull us back.
So I wasn't
even
going to give special information. I was about to do a Van Lathan.
Van Lava.
I was going to do a Van Lava.
Yo.
I talk about my experience, my first experience.
Yeah, man.
But, we'll save that for another pod. We'll save that.
Yeah, man. Maybe there's another pod like that. But you know what? Bless Auntie. She was trying to do a service.
Yeah, man.
And once again, the church was brought into it.
Yeah.
Psalm or whatever.
Solomon.
Was it Solomon?
Solomon.
Yeah, it was Solomon, didn't it?
I'm going to look it up after this.
In the book of Solomon. That sounds like Old Testament, so there's probably some stuff in it.
Yeah.
Mad. The Old Testament sometimes, the way it gets drawn sometimes, you're like, yo, if we're going to believe all of that, Jesus was brought for a reason. He was like, yo, some of that's a bit wild. This is the new way. Yeah, man, if I understand the new way here.
I don't even know, like, I used to go to Sunday school like every Sunday religiously and know the Bible, but bro, I can't tell you a damn thing about.
Oh yeah, bruv, I could tell you so.
But no parables.
Yeah,
no,
bruv. I found my.
And I was a Jesus guy.
Oh yeah, what
I was.
So what do you regard as a Jesus guy?
I was a Christian.
No, whoa.
Like I was.
You said Jesus guy like it meant something more than being a Christian.
No, like I was passionate about it. I was like.
So what, did you go to people's doors and knock on them and
no.
say, hello, I've come to give you the word?
I was young. I'm still. So basically, I'm talking about from the ages of about probably 11 to 14.
So you was a virgin then the whole time?
Yeah, absolutely. And the reason why I stopped is because I found girls.
You was like, yo, this is amazing. But you know what, bruv? You're right. Church, for me, I remember, I can't say it. I can't say it because we'll be going into different worlds. Church, it's interesting that you say you was a church guy. Because church was so potent for me in my early upbringing. And I had this like children's Bible. Someone gave it to me for my Holy Communion. And bro, I found it the other day.
Oh, wow.
Found it the other day. I learned so much from that.
It's so weird because every now and again when the boys go to bed, like, and I'll go up afterwards, and I'll be in bed reading the Bible. And it's like a certain time I don't know how I feel about it. Because although I'm not like a Christian, but I'm also like, I appreciate that they have to go on their own journey.
Everyone, yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
But it's also very cute.
Yeah, I mean, what makes them, that's such a bold...
That's from their grandma.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah, absolutely. That's from their grandma.
It's funny because we've spoken about this before, just the notion of that generation going and all of our customs, ways, just going with them. Yeah. I guess that's happened for millennia, right?
Yeah.
But I do think about that with our African and Ghanaian culture specifically.
I think why it's particularly potent with us is because, so let's say, for example, our parents growing up in Ghana would have, they grew up in Ghana and their parents grew up in Ghana.
Yes.
To an extent. Yeah, obviously because they moved over here. Whereas now, the environment has changed quite drastically. And so there may not even be space to incorporate some of the things that our parents brought. So it's like these things all get lost. And because we're so far removed from the original environment, I think that's what scares me the most is that.
Yeah, you think?
It's when it goes, it goes.
Yeah, when it goes, it goes. But I mean, we still have people around us and probably our age who are very, very good with the language. All we need to do is document these things.
Yeah.
And then have them translated or whatever.
You know,
and let it be a thing for us to use.
So the boys would go to like Nana's mum and come back with so many stories. And then stories like even Nana didn't know about. Yeah. And then we were saying to them, like, when you go and grandma's talking, take your phone and record. And they were like, okay. And I remember one time we went to go and visit one of their cousins and then was in the car back and her mum was talking about something again. And I literally just saw Kai just get out his phone and hit record and just start recording the conversation. And I was like, yeah, like these things are important, man.
Yeah.
These things are important.
Because I think about the fact that I'm guessing us three in this room, we've all had outdoor ends.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, that is where a lot of that cultural stuff begins. Exactly, bro. That's where it begins.
Yeah. I think they're so important.
Very, very important.
See, even that, did we struggle?
Outdooring, by the way, is a name, we call it, it's our naming ceremony.
Yeah.
Flipping Simba, they jacked it from us and that.
Yeah, basically. What you see in Lion King,
that's that
us.
kind of vibe, yeah.
So I don't think we struggled, but we had to ask around for somebody that was able to do the naming ceremony. Okay. But Akai and Akaija, will an outdooring even be a thing for them? And if it is a thing, will they be able to find somebody that can do it? I remember I had a conversation with Richard and we were talking about like, we need somebody.
Yeah, we do.
To take
my dad. Did I tell you the story about my dad and his friends?
No,
I swear I said it on this podcast. Where the dad's son came, his friends, they're all sitting down, and they were just discussing things, you know, as old men do. And one son came in, but he had like at the time, you know, the cut up jeans was you know, the mad big, you know. And then it was a funeral,
He came like that to a funeral?
Yeah. So the dad said, well, why have you come like this? Next time, if you're coming to something like this, don't dress like that kind of thing. Anyhow, sat down. And then they just started speaking about the customs and literally saying, we need someone to do that. And my dad was trying to put me forward. He said, yeah, Michael should be the Abusia Penny.
Yeah.
Because the Abusia Penny is the one that has all of the information.
Yeah.
You go to and discuss the thing, and everyone has the information to say, oh, okay, well, actually, this is how it should go. This is what's owned by this person, la, la, la. So he was saying,
what happened?
Well, obviously, my dad ain't here no more, bruv. So
no, I know.
So I don't know if the conversation is going to be pushed. I don't know who he was talking to. I don't even know.
So was this relatively recent then?
This was, yeah, it was like, I think maybe during COVID. He told me the story.
I'd placed the story like.
Yeah, I think it was a funeral that happened like pre-pandemic, or actually maybe when things were open a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like, yeah, you know, the idea of being a Abusia Penny is a challenge. But I actually felt like, I could do that. Yeah. But he was saying it in the sense that he thought I had the character for it.
Yeah,
whatever that meant.
Somebody had once said to me that I would had basically I should think about doing outdoorings, but I was just like, but my God is like,
I think at this point it don't matter anymore, bro.
And it's not. You got to think about it. When you're doing it, it's probably going to be for our kids. Or people younger than us, like, you know, the Gen Zs having kids, they're not going to know that.
Oh, yeah. But then also the flip of that is, if I was to do it, I would feel at the very least I have to do it in an African accent. And if I do it in an African accent, then it's just like I'm mocking. But I don't think I could go up there.
I think I think there has to be a level of learning. Who's the one that does it? His name has totally gone out my head.
No, please. We're not skipping over. Just point for a second. Sorry. I think you have to do it in the accent. I think you have to do it in the accent. Sorry, no.
I don't think that's even a bad suggestion.
I think you have to.
No, I agree.
It will sound, hello everyone.
Hello everyone.
We're gathered here to die for the acting of...
it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
No, I think that's
so we have to be
but
like...
Sorry, Nana, you was coming to say something.
I remember who the uncle is that does it at the moment on your side.
I can't remember.
On my
side,
he
always wears a hat.
Uncle Kabu. Uncle Kabu on our side.
I can't remember. This is so bad.
I can't remember his name.
Either way, bruv, I think you have to, at this point, you have to show a picture of Okaija's outdooring.
Oh, yeah. Do you know what?
Because that brought on the bigger story, which was when we was all in your house, at your outdooring, we all got told, the adults want to sit down.
Yes, that one. Okay.
But can't you remember that the reason why we took that photo?
I thought we just went out there to take the photo.
Russ, we got told, and that's the thing about our culture. We got told that adults, because when I came into the house, I came a little bit late. I walked in and I saw all the elders in the front room. So I was like, okay, well, hello, everybody. I said, hugged you, I need to hug, walk through. Came to the thing, we was all sitting there. All Nana's friends was there with their kids, everyone was there. Then we got told, could people please get up so the elders can come and sit down and we can begin the ceremony kind of thing. And then we took that opportunity to walk out and then we took the photo. And then they had rearranged themselves. So then we had to find our sitting. And I always left that thinking, when are we going to be the adults?
When are we actually the aunties?
These people actually have the children. Yeah. Like, this is not people who they were comfortable in another room.
But I also think that's probably one of the beauties of our culture.
Nah, bruv. It's a problem. I believe it's a problem.
To an extent. No,
So I think... that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's like the ultimate problem. But to an extent, like, it's like, come on, there is this passing of the torch that has to happen.
Yeah.
We can't be small boys and small girls forever.
But then, without sounding too dark, I feel like maybe that torch just happens when they're not here.
Fair.
It shouldn't. It should be an ingratiating of, actually, you are also old enough now to sit with us. There should be almost a welcoming.
Yeah.
Actually, you come also, especially in our 40s. Yeah. Like, we're not kids anymore.
Bruv, we weren't kids in our 30s.
I know, it's true.
People have mortgages. Lives and children. Like, honestly.
But it's not easy.
But what I want to add just a little bit to what Nana's saying, in the sense that, it should be a part of us together.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So that not that we're the same. We understand the classic, am I your classmate
Yeah.
We understand. No, that's not the case. We're saying, no, we wish to be a part of your society. You know what I mean? As not equals, but as a part of the society.
Yeah.
So
get ready for the changing of the guard, you know?
Because that's how it gets lost. Because some people just don't have those relationships with their family, their parents, or whatever it is. Like, I saw it happen with one girl who's a little bit younger than me. And I mean, maybe 5 years or something like that. And I came and said, oh, hello, uncle. Like that. And I saw the body just, hey. I was like, oh.
No,
I don't want you to feel that way with me.
It's interesting because now you said it.
5 years.
It made me realize something that I do in myself. And I think I spoke about this before, but it's like the changing of tone in your voice. So was it last Saturday I was at a shoot? Yeah. This is all adults here, right? So we're setting up. And then this woman comes along who's probably younger than me, all right? Not but like in her 30s. And she just said, would you like a bottle of water or anything? No, so would you like a drink? And then I went, but like a couple of octaves higher. Oh, can I have a bottle of water? That would be lovely, please. But I've said it like a child almost. But I've not even clocked it. Yeah, because it's the way that I always...
Who clocked it for you?
My mate Jordan, who I'm working with, because he burst out into laughter.
I would say there was going to be a guy on the background.
Like, the thing is, with me and Jordan, what happened to you? We'll just be doing something, talking, and then I'll say something, and he'll just burst out laughing. I'll be like, but why was that funny? Sort of thing. And so same thing, he just bursts out laughing. I'm like, yo, I've literally just asked for water. Like, why is that funny?
You code switched.
And he was just like, you sounded like a kid. You just turned it like, oh, yes, please. And then I was like, oh, rah.
Yeah. These things are important. There should be always a respect and also an understanding of your elders. Facts.
Yeah.
Like, no doubt. But then they should also be a part of, we have to make sure, because it becomes too late. It becomes that whole, we better do this thing. Because, Abusia Penny, imagine if there was Abusia Penny school. And I'd been going to Abusia Penny school since I was 20.
That's exactly how it should be. Yeah. You should like note people's characters from their teenagers.
Uncle Parsi.
That's it, Uncle Parsi.
Yeah.
And then be like, actually, okay, you're of age now. You're 25. You on the track. So at least once a month when I'm doing this, you have to come with me. And you do an apprenticeship to take over. That's what you do with kings, isn't it?
That's what you do with everything.
I'm going to be king.
That's what we do with everything. Why don't we do it like that?
I remembered Uncle Parsi's name because that's exactly what he was trying to do.
There you go.
Yeah.
And if anything, I have to say that the young people were the ones that...
Is Uncle Parsi still around?
He's still around.
So then someone needs to do it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, to be fair, I think the last time I spoke to Jeff, I think Jeff spoke to him. I think Uncle Parsi got to the point where he's like, bun you lot. Like, I've been trying.
You better waste time.
I've been trying, man.
It's true.
You better waste, man.
It's not a conversation. It's an action.
Yeah.
It's not for him to conversate. It literally is like, or he has to say, you are now going to be my apprentice.
Yeah.
These are the dates.
Yeah.
It's an action.
Dad's funeral, bro. This one guy, this one phone call. So we was trying to round up, all situations and whatever. There was this one number that my uncle gave us, this Uncle Kabu, like Uncle Parsi, Uncle Kabu. Gave us this number. Bruv, we rang this guy number, this guy Daniel. Amazing, bro. He knew everything.
Yeah.
Young guy.
There you go.
Young guy.
Yeah.
And bruv, the way he took us through the scenario, specifically my sister as well. My sister could break it down really well. Bruv, the guy was so good.
Yeah, these things are important, man.
Yeah.
Fully... I'm so glad it was a young man because, bruv, like, he's probably going to keep the funeral thing going.
Yeah.
From our point of view for a very, very long time.
I'm going to look into the outdoor thing,
Bruv,
I'm actually
going to
look into it.
I think, so I don't know how you're going to take this. I'm sorry.
Here we go.
I think...
Brace yourself.
Brace yourself. The reason why, I don't know if you're the Ochami.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're the other guy.
The side man.
The side man.
See? Brace yourself. Just always taking shots on
No, bro, no, listen to me. Guy? So I think Okai's one, which was at your mum's.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm actually so happy at myself.
Go on.
I've been to all of these things. I've done my part. I'm just recalling them. It was risky.
Yes. That's the translator.
That's who I think you are. That's what I think they were acknowledging.
In all honesty, I'm open. I'm open to.
But no, I don't. Now there's going to be a narrative that I'm calling you a side man.
No, you were, but it's cool.
we have to articulate.
No, I get what you're saying. You've kind of gone into that role anyway.
Yeah.
It's like you're the host.
You're your host.
You're the host.
You would be the intermediary. You're not the sit down and
Yeah, no.
You're the person who creates the atmosphere. Come on, bro.
No,
but the way your face is looking, you're making it look like I'm trying.
I'm not. I genuinely agree with you. I genuinely agree with you. Like, I'm like,
I get it.
I would rather do that role.
I was saying but I get what you're saying. Yeah, it's the person, the administrator. Like the MC. In my family, that is usually like Big Uncle because he is the oldest.
The fact that he's called Big Uncle is amazing. I love the way we label black people label black people.
Uncle. No, Big Uncle.
Yeah. I guess, for my mum's brothers, it's like, Yeah, so there was Bishop, Uncle Bishop. So
why is he Bishop? Because he's a bishop.
Because he was the bishop of the church. So he was Uncle Bishop. Cool. Then there's Big Uncle, that's the eldest brother. And then the one that's closest to my mum, because it's in age, innit? He's just Uncle Alfred.
Uncle, just his name. Yeah, my uncle, my dad's brother, he's Bright, Uncle Bright. But he's drumming out, we call him Bright. But you make me remember this other guy, he was just called Captain.
Oh, wow.
Captain was a real guy.
Yeah.
He's not with us no more. But Captain was he move around.
Solid.
You get me?
Captain.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But I'm going to look into that.
But do you think you'd be your Chami?
No, whatever the role is that we were talking about.
Risky's role.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, it would require a level of Gardo because there needs to be some translation.
But then what about the tree as well? Would you do the tree?
I just feel like no, let me not say that. I was going to say I feel like I'm too old to learn, but because I don't know any tree, you know what I'm saying? So there's the trepidation of learning something, but really I'm open.
I think the challenging thing is because of obviously being an Ashanti and half Ashanti, like your children.
Yes.
Right?
You are my child.
Is going to Ghana and dealing with the Ashanti people. That's where the tree is powerful.
Yeah.
So something happens, in a long time from now, and you guys need to go home. Dealing with it, because the Ashantis, unfortunately, and you've dealt with it before, how they question and look at the Ghans is very, very different.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So if you could understand the tree, it'd be good for you. I'm saying that to myself.
No. I think at the very least, I've been saying this for years. At the very least, I would love to just understand it. So I feel like, and even to that extent, I'm like, I always side-eye Nana, because I'm just like, I never understanding, but not speaking.
Seriously?
Yeah, but
what?
It took me a while, but I get it now. But before, for the longest time, I'm like, I don't get it.
But you understand Gar, can talk a little bit. You can't say everything.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. I understand Gar, and I can speak some Gar, but you're like, you can't speak Tree.
I can speak some Tree, it just sounds shit.
So that's different. That's different. But you've always maintained that you can't speak Tree.
No, it's just, how?
That's what you've always said.
What is happening here?
Oh my days!
I don't even know. Why are you over-exaggerating? I can speak some bits. Somebody asked me what to say. I can speak some bits. I can't formulate sentences quickly unless I've heard it before. That's all it is.
So you have never said in the past when someone says,
I can't have a conversation because I haven't exercised that model.
That's what I said.
But it's not that I can't. I haven't
it's the same thing.
The muscle.
It's the same thing.
It's not the same thing, Russell.
Anyway.
It's just over-exaggerating for no reason. It's just not that deep.
For me...
You have exactly the same thing I have.
I speak way more guard than you.
Oh my days.
Because you've exercised the muscle. That's all it is. That's the difference.
All right. Was your mouth that dry? You got that. You got that upset.
For no reason.
I think the thing for me, because I've seen your sister do it, she can just respond in English the whole time.
But she can speak, girl.
But that's what I'm saying. The way it's happening, she could just speak in English.
Yes.
Like the thing comes and she'll just respond in English.
Oh, right.
Yeah. My sister does the same as well.
That's exactly what I do.
But there was a period in time when we lived in Ghana for a hot minute, Christina was speaking Ghana fluent.
Yeah.
It was amazing, bruv. And then she came back, lost it all.
Lost it.
Yeah, man. Anyway.
To be fair, Glennis would actually be better at it than me.
It's conversating.
Yeah,
if you're around people and you can have fluent conversations with them, it's really quick to get into it. But as soon as you're allowed to respond in English, your mind converts.
Yeah.
So you'll have an English response.
We're creating a rods for our backs.
Yes.
Bro. We actually have to, because people are going to hold us to it. We've come and said it on a podcast. We're going to have to find a way to either figure out this language thing and or consider taking on some of the roles.
you're like, even just yesterday in the house, Akaja was in the house. What?
I said both.
Yeah. Akaja was in the house. He was upstairs. He's doing something. And then I haven't done it for ages, but every now and again I would do it with him. So I've literally just I've called up to the top of the stairs. Then I'm like, Akaja. He's like, yes, Dad. I'm like, me no fuel. And he's looking at me. And it's like, for him, he loves it because he's like, oh, I've got to figure this out now. So he's like, I was just in the bathroom. And I'm like, Inke, minimal fuel. And then he's going through the things, which minimal fuel just means, what were you doing, sort of thing. And so eventually he got it and then whatnot have you. And I was like, afterwards, I was like, I don't do that enough. Like, I could just be doing that in the house every day. 1 or 2 things. And at least they have something.
But still to this day, kind of bringing it back to the accent thing. Your son, Okaja, the day when I started using the African accent, and he said to me, it's the way he moved. He said, that's not your African voice. And I was like, wait, hold on. Are there going to be a generation? And I said, I'm glad I get the opportunity to say it here, but is there going to be a generation of black young kids, Africans, who say, you know when your dad tells you off, he uses his African voice?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's how it's going to be.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's not like when I'm telling them off that I immediately go, hair. But no, actually, to be fair, I do do that. I do the hair. But like, when I'm in flow, there's a very slight tinge in my voice where you can just hear the twang.
So that is our generation now, the young people. You know when you get told off, because us, maybe it was licks when we used to talk about the type of beats we got. But in this one, they're going to be like, yeah, Dad used his African voice. Yeah, my mom does too.
Yeah. Did I tell you about the time Akai properly called me out about like, what's the word when you change accents? There's a linguistic term for it. I know it. It will come to
like
me.
what my sister does. Is she's speaking to a Spanish person, then all of a sudden she sounds a bit Spanish.
Yeah.
She said, I know it has a term.
It's gone from my head. But anyway, so we were at the park. Akaja had a football game. And I'm one of the football coaches. So I'm on the sideline. And they're playing the game.
I didn't know he was one of the coaches.
Yeah. Let's just not even get into that, how I ended up doing that. I'm just like, I'm not that guy.
Football.
And so, yeah, exactly. So I'm on the sideline with the other guy, and I'm like, Harry, what are you doing? And I'm just shouting all of these, do you know what I mean?
You've changed your tone.
Yeah, so I'm doing all of that all the way through the game. Yeah. Then Glennis came, it's actually Akaja's birthday. Glennis came to pick us up from the park. So we get in the car, and then she must have asked me something. And again, you know sometimes how just a twang will come from nowhere. Mm-hmm. She asked me something about going somewhere, and I said, yeah, just turn the corner here. You know what this guy said to me? Akai just goes, Dad, who are you? he was like, Dad, who are you? I was like, what do you mean who are you? He goes, 1 minute, you're out there on the pitch going, oi, Harry, pass the ball. And then the next you're like, yes, just go around the corner. Wow.
Fair play.
Wow.
How did we get here?
This is the power of breast.
It made us feel cool. It's like it's a whole nother day.
Bro, it's the way we've been talking. It's a whole nother day. It's a whole nother pod. What? It's like, did that even happen?
I don't even know how we got
Bro,
there. That was amazing.
We got there.
You know what, man? Content kings. Flip it, you know.
Hello? Is this what we are supposed to be doing this morning? Again? No, when we wake up in the morning, we do chores. Upstairs. Upstairs, go pack all your toys. Upstairs.
They've seen the stick.
Watching television. Am I raising jobless son? No, am I raising jobless son? Go fix your room and I'll rent it. I'm raising responsible young men. I'm not in no way afraid. You want to talk to a friend for this house? See, when you come to your wife fight, you expect your wife to be doing everything. Come on, fix your room. This is how they start. It's your life. You have left both of you behind.
That was so good. It's the fact that I just saw the kid and then the stick went past. That pop
Bro.
wooden stick.
Bro, what made me laugh about that is that she wasn't talking to her children. She's talking to her husband.
Oh, about the jobless.
Yeah. She was talking to her husband and she was talking to her mother-in-law. Because it's like, look how young those kids are. Look how young those kids are.
No, bro, she was making content. I understand that. But where did you get husband?
So she's going through there, like it's almost like she's transposing her issues from her husband onto her kids.
Bro, that's a leap.
Oh, how?
No.
How? People do that all the time.
No. When I say a leap, it's that I didn't see that in there. So I'm wanting to understand how you got from there to me to here.
So I'm like,
how?
Funnily enough, it only came to me in that moment watching it. So I've never had this thought before. Okay. But it was like when she was just like, I'm not raising jobless people. You're sitting around it. And it just reminded me of like when mums are like ranting to themselves about
the other person.
Yeah. But it's like you're transposing it onto the kids.
I don't know. So maybe there's a bias on my side. Just in the fact that when I hear my Nigerian friends and family and their parents talk, the energy that they use is very, very different. And the type of words they use, very, very powerful, potent. Yeah, these people don't mince their words.
All.
So when they're talking, they will say that. I'm not raising jobless and mean that to their children. Because in that, it's funny because obviously there was corporal punishment as part of the incentive. Yeah. But more than anything else,
those kids knew the sound.
It was the one that was just his voice. The voice was trembling. And the other one was just like, yo. Either way, bruv, like the bias I had was, I could hear a Nigerian mum
absolutely,
talk like that. But for me, that was content. She was doing content.
Oh yeah, I mean, all of this is content. Like, I think I view 95% of what I watch now as people making content, even if I genuinely think it looks real. Like I am like it's content because I just can't give anybody the benefit of the doubt anymore.
It is challenging.
Don't get me started. Content.
You got to do a show.
People will die for content.
Obvious content. Do a whole show on it.
Yeah, I mean, you could be here for days.
It's ridiculous because it's like, but what it is, it's a currency now. That's what makes it so worth talking about. I should say that.
Yeah,
but you know, it's always been the case. It's always been the case. We just didn't know.
Yeah.
Because it's now in the hands of the individual. Before it would be in the hands of a corporation or a set of individuals that had.
Now we have the power. Now everybody has the power. It's so funny because even like these days when you're scrolling through. And what's interesting, so I'll see a video that I like. I maybe go onto somebody's page and then they've got like 20,000, 30,000, 50,000. Do you know what I mean? And it's very rare now that I'll find somebody that's like got 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000.
Oh, like new fresh talent.
And so you can get into the mind of thinking like everybody's got 20, 30K followers. But it's like, well, no, you're just being shown the people that have got 20, 30K followers. But 9 times out of 10, the people that have got 1 or 2 or 3K, they're actually the way more interesting people.
So, I remember Simon said one thing to me at the time. He goes, I can't remember how I just described it. He was like, because obviously I don't follow my Instagram. It does exist and the rest stuff gets posted from time to time. But more than anything else, he was like, the engagement was very, very different from. So my one got like an engagement that he says, oh, that's very, very, what's the words he was using? He had the term, but it's like real. Whereas the others, they have the numbers, but they don't get that much engagement.
And I think a lot of the time that's the trade-off. Is like, again, you look at people with the lower numbers, you can go into the comment section of a video and you can probably follow an interesting thread. It may not even be a long thread. Yeah, there may be like 3 or 4 people going back and forth, but it'll be an interesting thread. But whereas you go to the bigger people, and you're going to have 300-400 comments, but it's generally just one-liners of people trying to put in a one-liner so that they can get at least a few thousand likes and just try and get clout that way. So
it is crazy.
It's a game, man.
We're in an interesting world. When there's an algorithm, it can be gamed.
Yeah,
that's the problem with it. When there's a thread that you can pull to get what you need, people will pull it. Is there one more?
One more, man.
No way.
One more. It's a quick one, man.
Okay.
It's a quick one.
And the aunties, that auntie with the pot.
Look at this grass. I told Michael cut that grass. Woo. Michael! Oh, my leg. I didn't boo-booed on myself. Michael!
Russell, is that true?
Here's the thing. So we were just talking about content and what have you, yeah. And so even with that one, I was like, why I went, nah, I'm going with it. It's because it came from a Ring doorbell and she hurt herself.
Bruv, no, the fart sound was too clear. It made me think someone put the sound effect in.
I think the fart was a sound effect, but I think she poo-pooed herself.
Oh, Michael, why you put the grass so long?
Michael, why didn't you cut the grass?
I don't know, bruv. Me, artificial, because I can't deal with the hay fever. But yeah, bruv, like, I'm not too sure if that's real, but I think it looked like she was struggling.
Yeah.
It looked real.
I think it's real. I think the fart is a sound effect.
The way she
I think it
fell
happened.
down, bro, was bad. She broke that whole bannister.
Yeah.
Or whatever you call that.
Yeah. Like that. No, that she hurt herself.
What grass was she? She must have walked across because there was a path.
Yeah, there was a path, and so obviously there's grass on either side, and
so she must have walked from the other side.
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah.
But then she was also,
she's a big lady.
It looked like she had problems with her legs.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is that stemming from her size.
Possibly.
There's a lot of weight to be carrying around and walking on. There you go. Yeah, that last one was just for the hell of it.
It's because I had my name in it.
That too.
I've already been getting messages from people about the podcast with me singing.
Oh yeah?
Some people were like, oh, I didn't know.
I was
like, my ankles, bruv. The way the trousers was
just gathered at the bottom. Oh, mate. Mate.
I think Richard looked so young. Like, he looked so small.
He was a young person.
Young.
No, he looks young, man.
He did.
He looks
He looked like a little brother.
Yeah, like he really looks like your little brother.
Yeah.
Slim was all slim and
mad.
lean.
Mad.
Now we're all fat and old
and grey.
But yeah, bruv. I mean, that auntie flipping out. I didn't like how she spoke though.
That was very
Cut
south.
That grass.
That was very south, wasn't it? Like
it was cool. Her accent was dope, and she sounded like Big Mama, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That whole Big Mama thing.
But yeah, there you go. I ain't got nothing to say about her.
Yeah, there's nothing to say really.
I ain't got nothing to say about her. I just like
wish her well, innit?
Wish her well. Hope she's all right. Thoughts and prayers. But there you go. But yeah, that's it. That's it, man. We done. We done for another episode.
That's good.
Thank you guys for watching.
Episode 26. Wow.
Episode 26 in the bag. Like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And please do subscribe. We're on like 50-50. Like half of you watching are not subscribed.
I swear someone said the other day, oh no, they didn't.
You just about to make something up.
I was going to burk us.
Go on.
I was just going to say someone said we had no subscribers.
Wow.
But I think they were talking about something else.
Wow. But it's mad that they were talking about something else and you thought they were talking about us.
Yeah. I mean, look. Okay.
Our last episode did all right, I actually need to shove that in Akai's face. Like, how about that?
Oh, that's what I was going to say. Was it Akai or was it Akaija?
It was Akai. It was Akai when he was just like...
How many views did that one do?
The last episode, last time I checked, was on like 210, 220, something like that.
Yeah.
200 people are watching.
Yeah, brother, it did all right. It did all right.
I get blown away each time that I hear that people are watching this thing.
Bro, it is like when people stop you and talk about it, and then for a moment you're like, what are you talking about?
We just need like, I don't know. If we got to 500, bruv, I don't know what I'll do. I think I have to pop some champagne.
You've got one that's on 500.
500 views?
No, we don't. The most.
Oh, okay.
The most is 300 and something.
But it was honest. If I'm honest, I should promote it more than I do.
There you go. Then
I don't send it to my people and all of that.
232.
And which one was that?
That was the last
That's
one.
last week.
Yeah.
That's right. What was I going to say? But I think the one that's got the most.
You said the grief one.
Yeah. Nice. So the Losing Dad episode was in two parts.
Mm-hmm.
And so the first part, that's the most we've done is 380.
It shows that I never look and watch these things. I can't watch that episode anyway.
It's funny. Even I was scrolling through my page and on the Instagram Reels, and I was sitting with Akai, and I can't watch it now. So like, I think you came up, and then as you started talking, like I just felt something like, no, I can't watch that. And then I've gone to scroll, and then Akai was like, no, I want to watch that. And I just kind of sat there for a bit going, oh. And I scrolled back, and I was like, oh, I'm going to the toilet. And I just left the phone with him and just went, because I was like, whoa, yeah.
Did we sign off properly?
We didn't sign off properly. That's going to be a weird ending. But anyway, I'm out. We're out.
Later, man. See you next week.